Of course. Here is the rewritten article, expanded to 1,000 words with a friendly, high engagement, and emotional tone. A father's treasure, a son's surprise, and the price that has everyone talking. Let's be honest, who among us doesn't dream of finding a masterpiece in the attic or a priceless antique at a weekend flea market? It's a fantasy fueled by shows like Antiques Roadshow, the comforting PBS staple where family heirlooms and forgotten treasures get their moment in the spotlight. We tune in for that heart-stopping moment, the expert's quiet reverence, the owner's hopeful gaze, and the dramatic reveal of a valuation that can change a family's fortunes. But what happens when that magic moment leaves the audience scratching their heads, convinced that even the experts got it wrong? That's the exact conversation swirling around one incredible timepiece, a watch with a story as grand as its face, and an appraisal that has fans passionately debating its true worth more than a decade later. The story began, as the best ones often do, in the bustling heart of Manhattan. A guest on the show brought in a watch that belonged to his father, a retired doctor with a lifelong passion for the intricate dance of gears and springs that marks the passage of time. This wasn't a man who shopped at high-end boutiques, he was a treasure hunter. He found his joy in the forgotten corners of the city, occasionally ducking into a humble pawnshop on 3rd Avenue to see what secrets it held. About 30 years prior to the appraisal, on one of those visits, he spotted it. A strikingly large watch, its purpose and history waiting to be rediscovered. He saw something special in it, a piece of craftsmanship that transcended its dusty display case. For a sum that the son believes was no more than $100, the doctor took it home. It was a purchase born of love and a keen eye, a small indulgence in a lifelong hobby. For decades, it remained a cherished part of his collection. Fast forward to 2009 in San Jose, California. The son, now the keeper of this family treasure, stands before appraiser Craig Evan Small, a specialist in estate jewelry. He carefully presents the watch, sharing the story of his father's pawnshop find. "I think it's an aviator watch," he explains, his knowledge a testament to the passion passed down from his father. This watch was designed by Charles Lindbergh after he flew across the Atlantic, and he worked with Longines to make an aviator's watch. He was absolutely right. What he was holding was not just any watch, it was a Longines Lindbergh hour angle watch from 1938, a legendary piece of horological and aviation history. The expert Craig Evan Small immediately recognized its significance. He asked the guest if he knew why the watch was so unusually large. The son guessed it might be for visibility in dimly lit cockpits. A good guess, but the reality was even more dramatic. Small painted a vivid picture of the brutal conditions of early flight. Well, in the 1930s, when this watch was made and used, there was no pressurization to planes, he explained. Imagine being in a cockpit that was essentially an uninsulated metal box, soaring through the upper atmosphere. It was very, very freezing cold in these planes, Small continued. Pilots wore layers upon layers of clothing, sweaters, vests, and thick flight jackets, just to survive the numbing cold. A standard-sized wristwatch would be lost beneath it all. This Longines, however, was a purpose-built instrument. It was designed to be worn on the outside of a bulky jacket sleeve, often with a long strap that could be secured around a pilot's forearm or even their thigh. It was a vital piece of navigational equipment, allowing a pilot to calculate their longitude and pinpoint their position on the globe, all with a quick glance. "This is probably the most valuable version," Small noted. "It's the largest version they made. It's made strictly for flight." The air grew thick with anticipation. The story was incredible. The watch's history was palpable, and the connection between the father who found it and the son who cherished it was deeply moving. Now came the moment everyone was waiting for. "Do you have any idea what he paid for it?" Small asked. "No more than $100, the son replied. Small took a breath before delivering the valuation. "A watch like this on the retail market today probably would run around $12,000. The son's face was a picture of pure shock. A smile bloomed as the number sank in. A $100 pawnshop bet had turned into a $12,000 treasure. It was a classic, feel-good Antiques Roadshow moment. The expert praised the watch as a rare and beautiful example, one of the first he'd seen in years, and the son was overjoyed, knowing his father would be absolutely thrilled. But here's where the story takes a modern twist. Recently, on September 17th, the official Antiques Roadshow Instagram account shared a clip of this beloved appraisal as a